Hello everyone. By now many of you may have heard about the Paycheck Protection Program, also known as PPP Loan. It's part of the funding coming out due to the pandemic we're in with the virus, which has now affected the ability for many small business owners to keep up with payroll and other expenses. But small businesses are not the only people who are eligible to apply for this loan. So in today's video, I'm going to speak to the self-employed community as well as freelancers and independent contractors, etc. More deaths are being reported daily, and if any of you watching this video have lost a loved one, I am sending you my deepest condolences. I'd also like to send condolences to any of you who have lost a loved one outside of this virus, because no disrespect, there are still people passing away daily at this very moment that have nothing to do with this virus. For everyone else, I pray that you all are well and staying protected to the best of your ability. My name is Tasha Nicole, the entrepreneur, and I am a tax strategist, self-employment educator, and consultant to middle and high-income self-employed people, including those who side hustle and freelance. This video is for educational purposes only, and you should seek the advice of your own professional. You do not have to listen to me and should also do your own research, but keep in mind that I am not a YouTuber on here talking about random tax and business topics. I am an accountant in real life, and I use my YouTube page to help educate my viewers and subscribers. Okay, so first, let's talk about what exactly is the PPP loan. Okay, the PPP stands for Paycheck Protection Program, and it is for small business owners who have less than 500 employees, including if you're a sole proprietor, freelancer, and people who work as independent contractors and receive a 1099 miscellaneous form. Even if you don't receive a 1099 miscellaneous form, you can still apply to see if you get approved. Generally speaking, in this video, I'm going to cover a lot of general information, but some specific parts of my video will be mainly addressed to the self-employed community. Okay, so the program started on April 3rd and will run through June 30th until the money runs out, okay? And it is going to be on a first come, first served basis. But don't feel intimidated to apply, because no disrespect, many of those who apply before you might not even qualify. Okay, so let's go over what the qualifications include. You must have been in business prior to February 14th, and either you had employees you had paid wages to, or you have employees that you do currently pay wages to. And let's see what else, okay? Or you pay yourself, okay? And basically your income has been affected due to coronavirus, okay? You cannot be a convicted felon. Well, I'm sorry, you can't have any felony convictions. If you do, you do not qualify. Obviously, if you're a convicted felon, sorry, but what I'm saying is that even if you're out right now, whatever the case may be, basically, yeah, if you have a felony, you don't qualify. And if your business previously borrowed through an SBA loan and you were delinquent or the loan defaulted, you also don't qualify. Okay, and in terms of when I say if your income was affected due to coronavirus, it means like, your business or whatever you do to make your money has been impacted due to the virus, whether you were like diagnosed with it or not. If you have loss of hours or less work, or you basically can't conduct business as usual on account of this. Okay, that's how you can qualify to apply. Okay, so how much can you borrow? So the money must primarily be used to cover your payroll and the expenses related to payroll. And for self-employed people, you need to look at your net income. So hopefully you're familiar with the term net income, but basically it is a term used to define the amount of money you have left after your business expenses are deducted from your gross revenue. You're going to take that number divided by 12 and then multiply that new number by 2.5%. Okay, So there is a strong chance that you can get this loan forgiven as long as funds are used for what they're supposed to be used for. You must use at least 75% on payroll if you want this loan forgiven. The rest of the money can be used to cover things like mortgage interest payments, utility payments, rent payments, and things like that. So if it's later discovered that you use the funds for other purposes, you will be putting yourself in danger of them not forgiving the loan. Okay, so let me also quickly mention that the payroll part of this, that does not include money you paid to independent contractors because they are not your employees. So just like how I mentioned, if they find out the money was used for something other than payroll, or if you're doing calculations for like 1 or 2 people who work for you, a lot of people get that confused when they say, oh, I have an independent contractor. They're not your employee, okay? They're an independent contractor. So money you pay them is not part of what this whole fund is, all right? Now, you can apply for the loan to be forgiven, but if for some reason you don't qualify for the loan to be forgiven, they're allowing you 6 months before you have to start repaying the loan. Interest is going to be charged at 1% interest, and they're allowing up to 2 years to pay off the loan. All right, so you also want to, we're going to go over this screen in a minute, but you also want to check out my video where I'm talking about the $10,000 SBA grant loan, because you can apply to both programs, all right? You won't be penalized as long as you're not using the money to pay for the same purpose. Okay, so now how do you apply for the Paycheck Protection Program? Well, unlike that $10,000 grant loan application in my other video that I just mentioned, like that particular application, you do it right online through the SBA website. But with this one, the PPP loan, you have to apply directly through a bank. And I'm actually going to include a link in my description box where you can actually use the SBA website to find participating banks or banks who are SBA lenders and things like that. I'm also going to have a link in my description box to this direct application, okay? So you don't have to apply with your bank, but that would probably be the best place to start if there are participating SBA bank. But you can apply to banks that you don't have a relationship with. Credit scores probably, I believe, are going to be taken into account, and the bank does have the right to deny you. I think a lot of people are misunderstanding. You know, the bank is not required to approve you, even though SBA is backing this loan 100%. All right. And I'm actually going to take a minute and go to the screen where, before I get into this step-by-step thing, well, I'm going to go to another link for step-by-step, but first let me go to the link for, okay, so let's do a search, right? You're on the SBA website and you want to look for a lender, right, for the Paycheck Protection Program. You're going to come here, you're going to click lender, and then you're going to go over here and type in a zip code. Okay, let's see, try a 06510. Is that one in Connecticut, I believe? Where did I pick? Okay, so I just typed in anything, guys, but basically you see these lenders here. Okay, there's a lot of them. But there's, so basically you come here, you're going to put in your zip code, and you're going to see banks where you can apply. Now, obviously, since we're all under like stay at home, I'm not really sure about whether or not these banks are open. I'm guessing the majority of them are not. For the most part, I would highly suggest to first go to the website of whatever bank you're playing, whether it's your bank or not. Go to the website, because all banks are now putting up all kind of big signs that say so and so and so about the coronavirus. This is how we're dealing with it. They're letting you know if they're having like limited hours. limited locations open. So just definitely do your research before you just go showing up, and some of them may be available online. Believe it or not, I hate to say it, but some of these banks are not even fully ready to accommodate this program yet. Like, so much is just happening so quick, and things are just kind of moving a little bit too fast, and they're not like catching up on time. All right, so that's how you're going to look for a lender. And then let me go to, I wanted to just show you guys the application. So I'm going to put the link. Okay. And now let's go here. All right. So when you're in the Paycheck Protection Program, this is your document here. Now, let's just take let's say you're set up as an LLC, even though maybe you're the only owner, right, of your LLC. So you're going to check this box. You're going to put your name here, whatever name you're going by, the business legal name, the business address. Obviously, if you're running your business from home, you'd use that. Your social security number goes here, but actually if you're an LLC, you definitely have an EIN. I sure hope you do, because you're mandated to have one. So if you're an LLC, your EIN would go here, the business phone number, even if that's like your cell, your email address. Like, obviously, guys, all of this is self-explanatory. Average monthly payroll, that's what I was just explaining to you in my other screen. When you divide that by 12, that amount goes here. Okay, and then you're going to put the times 2.5, you put that here. Number of employees, that's one thing that's like a little confusing, because like if you're a, let's say, sole proprietor, technically you're not considered an employee. So I'm going to say that it's safe to put a 0 here. Like, this really applies to business owners who have employees that they're paying. Okay, sole proprietor, you're not an employee. Like, terminology is really important. Okay, and then you're going to check here what it's for, right? Your payroll, even if it's to pay yourself or whatever. Okay, let's see what this is right here. I'm going to pause my screen for a second. Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I understood this part clearly. So obviously you're the owner, your information goes here. Okay, and then you're just going to come down and answer all the questions, yes or no. For the majority, these are all like pretty much going to be no. Okay, is the applicant or any owner of the applicant presently suspended, debarred, proposed for the debarment, declared ineligible, etc., etc.? No, right? So you're just going to go through these questions. Like I said, most likely, like everything here is going to be no. Okay. Is the applicant or any individual owning 20% or more of the equity of the applicant subject to an indictment? I pray that's no. Okay, so like all of that stuff here, it's going to be no. And then you're going to come down here and do this is where you're going to self-certify. They're calling it a self-certify, where you're basically certifying all of this here. You've read all the statements, you understand. Like, obviously, guys, I'm not going to go through self-explanatory stuff. And make sure you do all of that here. Initial, okay? And then you're going to sign, date, print, put your title, okay? And so there's your application. Like I said, guys, you definitely will need to check on the bank's websites to see how they want you to get this application to them. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I do thank you for watching. If you found this video of value, let's help spread the word by liking this video or sharing it with others. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please be sure to subscribe. Okay, new information is literally coming out daily. So in between working on tax returns for my clients across the United States, I do squeeze in a little time to do these videos to keep you all informed, up to date, and overall help you operate your self-employed life in an educated way. Take care.